With you guys, I've received a couple, 3 dozen leads, of which there's a good handful of quality leads. And as you're aware, I've taken 2 listings with the system so far in a relatively short amount of time, and I have more in the pipeline. So I appreciated the approach, his intellect in guiding me through what you guys offered, and it seemed like a good fit.
As marketers should be doing, they should be able to iterate and pivot when the time is necessary, right?
Say yes and get going. Don't struggle on your own. Don't try and reinvent the wheel. You guys have the wheel that works. So,
hello everyone, my name is Ryan Calcutta, co-founder here at Consistent Listings, and today I am so excited to interview one of my recent successful clients, Randy Ora, who was able to go from struggling to a home run system, and he's joined me today to talk more about how they were able to do that. Now, Randy, thank you so much for coming on.
you bet.
Thank you. Okay, so Randy, just to open up the floor a little bit, get us going. Tell us a little bit about yourself. You know, your name, the area you serve, and just what exactly you're doing.
Yeah, been in the business about 30 years. I'm in Laguna Niguel, which is South Orange County in California. Average sales price is hovering just under 2 million, so we do consider ourselves working in a luxury community. And I lean towards wanting seller leads more than buyer leads.
Okay. Wanting seller leads more than buyer leads. I know there's obviously there's the obvious reasons as to why that is, but why is particularly would you say you lean towards that side?
I enjoy the marketing aspect of my listings. We do an over-the-top job of marketing our homes. We do an extensive use of video. So I like that part of the business. Plus, it's not a guaranteed paycheck, but I think the conversion is a healthier feeling for me when I get a listing rather than a buyer.
Cool. Oh, I love it. Okay. Now, before coming into this program, what would you say like the biggest problem you were dealing with before joining us?
With regard to acquiring seller leads specifically?
Yeah, 100%.
Landing on something other than what I was doing that did work. I tried YouTube efforts in the past. I've been very successful with buyer attraction, but that's an organic approach. I struggled on my own with about a 6-month plus attempt at seller leads, doing it in-stream ads on my own. Our video quality was really good, but I was missing some elements that you guys were able to provide as a package. I just didn't have the whole package put together, and you guys have the package.
No, yeah, I remember you were saying, like, Randy, you're quite an interesting case because you were doing the whole like DIY approach with YouTube ads, right? You did the advertising, you were doing the testing, you were doing the spending, so to speak, and if I recall correctly, you're going what 6 to 8 months, you said, right? And then it got a call out of that.
Yeah.
And yeah, we managed to put the package together, which was good. Okay. Now coming out of it, now seeing that the full system, and how that's impacted you, how's that kind of made you feel?
Well, a lot more confident in what I'm doing in terms of my spend. So I ran my own program for about 6 to 8 months. I literally got 1 lead and it did not convert. There was a partnership and I couldn't get to the decision maker. So that led nowhere. With you guys, I've received a couple, 3 dozen leads, of which there's a good handful of quality leads. And as you're aware, I've taken 2 listings with the system so far in a relatively short amount of time, and I have more in the pipeline.
I love it. We're gonna get we'll touch on the result as well. And like Randy's saying, right, results like that, we're pretty accustomed to them now, just using a system that we have. And there will be a link at the bottom, which I will speak about in just a second. But yes, Randy's spot on. So yeah, like you said, you did 6 to 8 months. How much did you spend in that time frame? And you know, we'll touch on the macro overview of lifetime. But in that 6 to 8 months of doing YouTube ads, how much roughly did you spend?
On the seller channel, because I have 2 channels, on the seller channel, I was spending about $1,500 a month for about 6 to 8 months.
6. Okay, cool. Okay. Amazing. And then you had the organic avenue as well, but that's for buyers.
Right.
I'm curious because everyone has this the thing of like paid ads versus organic. With organic, how long did it start to see you? Did it take for you to get like results coming in?
I received my first conversion of a buyer in about 4 months, and it was a little bit lower a budget. And again, it's organic, so buyers come from everywhere. Most of the leads that I got were decent, and my conversion was pretty good. I've converted about 300,000 in GCI from my buyer channel,
Nice.
but I on my own didn't receive any conversion on my seller attempt.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. That's really, really, yeah, it's really insightful because a lot of people watching this, they probably have YouTube channels and they're probably, making it work there. I'm curious as well on the effort standpoint with an ad. Obviously, you had to record once, shoot it once, get it sent to us. We edited it, we formatted it, we put it into the ad system, ran it. On an effort basis, how does that compare organic to ads?
In other words, your system of what you had me do for recordings versus the recordings I did on my own?
Yes. Yeah.
On my own for my seller channel or my buyer channel?
Yeah.
For my seller channel?
Yeah.
I recorded a professionally recorded commercial, if you will, explaining what we do and why we're different in our marketplace. And I ran that consistently. And then I would run property videos to support that so that the audience would see both. And, my property videos are a little bit over the top. I'll spend $800 to $1,000 per property, and running multiple property videos per month was part of the plan. So I did all that on my own. My property videos are professionally recorded. I'm going to now kind of shift gears into running my property videos in tandem with your program, because I think it does enhance, my presence on YouTube, right?
100%.
Yeah, but you guys were easy. It was easy.
It was the setup process. Do you want to talk a little? We'll talk a little bit about that, and we'll move on. In terms of getting you ramped up, getting you live, how was that experience?
Painless.
Painless. Love it. Okay, cool. And in the program itself, you see there's so many options, right? And like we were speaking about a little bit earlier, agents get solicited all the time. What made you want to choose to work with me and Harry and our company over all the other people coming after you?
So in my industry, as an agent, you have to say no 90% of the time, otherwise you'll go broke. I'm solicited and approached weekly, if not every other day, by people who want to sell me something. So when I was first contacted by Harry, my first thought that went through my brain was, how do I say no to this guy? But he was really comfortable to talk to, super low key, just kind of explained briefly what you guys had to offer. So he got my interest. And the more I listened, the more I was confident that you could be the solution for me. So the no turned into a yes. I don't say yes very often. So I appreciated the approach, his intellect in guiding me through what you guys offered. And it seemed like a good fit. And I need and want the business. So there we go.
Love it. I love it. Going through your head as well when Harry was calling you, you're trying to get off the call. Was there like an inherent just skepticism, just like I know, you just oh, just another one of those guys. Was that coming up for you as well, or?
Yeah, I mean, in part, yes. The whole process, the whole thought process when an agent gets a call is, how do we say no? I mean, it's ridiculous how many times we're approached. I have this, AI now is really kind of ramped up those cold calls, because now I think a lot of vendors are offering an AI approach to leads. And so that just put another layer on the volume of calls that we get. We get calls like every day. I have a solution for your business. I want to sell you XYZ.
Yeah. And I can imagine how that is, just dodging and weaving all these things, all these little offers getting sort of sent to you. Now, about the program itself, right? You know, we've come out of phase one. You've had a good grasp on how the program works. You know, what did you love most about it, and why do you think it works so well for you?
Well, you as a company, you provide all of the scripting for the videos. You provided a very easy video process for recording it on my phone. So it was a very easy roadmap to follow. Plus, you provide the, you know, the platform, if you will, the CRM and platform where I can monitor my leads, the reminder that a lead came in with a text. I mean, you guys have the whole package put together. You've done your homework. You have a tight package. Here it is. Use it. Make some money.
I love it. I love it. I love it. As Randy says, right? You know, the whole thing end to end. Again, if you want to hear more about that, there will be a link below, which you know you can go ahead and find out right there. But on that note, you know, you hinted on the results. You kind of spoke about it a little bit, but let's make it clear for the viewer who's watching this. What were the results from implementing the program?
I started getting leads, and the lead quality varies like everybody else, but I started getting leads just a few days, maybe a week into it. And the leads were pretty consistent in terms of volume. I've acquired, you know, a couple dozen pretty good leads in the time that we've been working together. And that's way more than I acquired on my own. I think I told you I got one lead and it didn't go anywhere. And with you, I've gotten a couple dozen in less time. In about a third of the time, I've gotten 24 times the leads that I got on my own. And so I've converted, you know, a couple good listings.
Nice, a couple good listings, and for the guys that are watching there, they'll probably love to know the actual expected GCI to come through. Roughly, give us a range of, you know, what could come through when these two listings close.
Just shy of $90,000 GCI.
Just shy of 90,000, and the best part, which you know, is that we're only just getting started. We've just come out of phase one, the worst part of it, because YouTube ads is a bit of a delay. You got a bit of a time lag. Google's trying to figure out who the best homeowner to show this ad to, and you're coming out of phase one with, you know, 90K pocketed, just ready to go. And you also have some other stuff in the pipeline, right? And if you want to touch on that just a little bit for the guys, because not only are we giving you the result now, we're also setting you up for the future.
Right.
So what kind of is in the pipeline at the moment?
So I mentioned our average sales price is just short of 2 million. About 1.8 million is our area average. I'm working with two higher end sellers. One may or may not be realistic, but his property value is about 7.5 million. The one that is very realistic, and actually the valuation on his home came out better than he thought, and we have a great strong connection. He's a little bit longer term, but there's another $7.5 million transaction waiting for me there. Plus, I'm in conversation with others hovering around our average sales price.
Amazing. And I don't expect you to be a calculator whiz on the spot, but roughly, what is that GCI waiting for you? Like, if you to give it a ballpark, in the next, you know, couple,
several hundred thousand dollars.
$700,000. I love it. I love it. Okay. And a bit of a silly question for you, Randy. Now that you have a system like this that you know that's working for you in your sleep, how do you think that will personally affect like your life getting these results?
My wife will like it. More shoes, more handbags.
There we go. There we go. That's exactly what we do this for. More shoes, more handbags. I love it. Okay. Okay. Cool. And the program, you know, you came into it, you joined, it's been phase one is over now. But where would you think you'd be today if you hadn't joined the program?
Still struggling.
Still struggling? In what sense?
Using the old lead attraction, you know, instruments that we had. I do geographic farming. That is very difficult. there's questionable ROI with every agent with geographic farming. It's harder and harder and harder as years go by. My database business is good and healthy, but I was looking for something that really, really unpacked it, a 10x return on my investment. And I do believe I have found it.
Man, we love it. I love it. Okay, cool. Okay, and just to wrap things up for us, Randy, imagine someone's getting a call about this program, someone's finding out about this program, or they're watching this video right now, deciding whether to join the program or not. They're kind of on the fence. They're thinking about it. Maybe not. Maybe they are. What would you say to them in being in the shoes that you're in now, being in both sides?
Say yes.
Say yes. Say yes.
Yes. Say yes and get going. Don't struggle on your own. Don't try and reinvent the wheel. You guys have the wheel that works. So you're fair priced. The budget is mine to determine in terms of marketing. And I look to increase my ad spend with you because the system works. It was a matter of, figuring out the small, little tiny bugs that we had in the system. Shifting gears to a all TV format is a great strategy that we kind of worked on. When I was running my ads on my own, I had a predominant TV viewership rather than computer and tablet and phone. So the decision that we made to shift most recently almost all to TV is probably a better spend for me, but we'll play with that as we go on. I may go back to some phone and computer advertising as well, but right now that TV approach really seems to hit. It's the winner for me.
It hit the nail on the head, and that's to touch on Randy's point there, just to give the viewers some context. As marketers should be doing, they should be able to iterate and pivot when the time is necessary, right? We had some campaigns targeting different platforms. We saw, some platforms work better than the other platforms. So we decided to pivot and go into platforms which Randy already had a bit of proof of concept with, which was TV, and the rest is history.
Well, right? The other good thing for you guys is you guys are willing to A/B test different hooks, different formats, different eyeballs at different times. And I appreciate that too, because we tested it to dial it in, and now we've got it dialed in. From here forward, we just march heavy and strong.
And that's exactly what I mean. Phase 1 is the testing phase. Phase 2 is the I guess you call it the money making phase, and you've already made money. So that it speaks to itself, really. Anyway, to wrap things up, that's everything, guys. I thank everyone here for tuning in. Thank you, Randy, for giving me the chance to let me interview you. And if you're watching this right now and you're interested in working together, or you have questions about the program, I want you to just scroll down, book a call right now, and you should see a calendar there where you can just book directly in. Now, on that call, we'll just do a deep dive on your specific situation, see if you are fit. And if you are, we will see what a custom game plan would look like for you. Now, that's everything for me. Randy, it's been a pleasure. I appreciate you jumping on, and we'll see you guys later.